I'm giving away $200 of Bitcoin in the month of May. All you gotta do to enter is subscribe to the channel and like and comment on every video for the maximum number of entries, and I'll be picking 6 winners at the end of the month. What are you waiting for? Hey there, crypto friends. Thanks again for joining me for the IOST News Review, where I go over all the most important information in the IOST ecosystem each week. So today I want to start off by talking about the ERC20 token burn. They're going away. They're gone. They're going to X them out. And so let's go look at that news real quick here. So essentially, the IOST mainnet obviously has launched here in February. And what they're doing is they're burning all of the ERC20 tokens, the tokens that were on the Ethereum network. And they're doing it in kind of like a staged development. So you can see that April 26th, just a couple days ago, we had about 494 million ERC IOST tokens that were burned. It was the 5th successful batch. And you can see they've done actually previous token burns throughout the last couple of weeks. So they're going to get to a point where there's going to be no ERC20 tokens left. And this basically comes back with, comes down to like people exchanging them for their IOST mainnet tokens. So I think that's really a cool way to kind of do it. They're kind of staging it in here. And this is actually really important news because right now, you know, that's over about 80% of the initial 11 billion IOST ERC20 token supply that was already out there. And so if you are still holding on to some ERC20 IOST tokens, you need to get rid of them, go change them in for the mainnet tokens and let them burn and get them gone. We don't need them no more, right? That's where we're at. So important news there. Then I'll kind of move on to the next most important news, I think, is really about the serving node requirements being changed and updated. So a serving node is basically the actual nodes on the network that push transactions and verify transactions. And so originally, all you needed was 2.1 million IOST staked or voted for you to be able to qualify to be a serving node. Well, they've actually increased that to 8 million, and so you can see that this is actually something they've done just recently here, just this week. And the whole point for doing this is to help ensure the stability and the progressive scaling of IOST in the future. And so as of April 30th, they made it that's the new requirement moving forward. So if you want to be a serving node, like I'm trying to get to being serving node status, it does require a lot of resources and definitely have to have at least 8 million votes now to be able to do it. And they can actually, I like that they actually share some of those things here specifically about what it takes to be a serving node. So you do have to have those 8 million votes. But you also have to have these minimum server requirements, and they actually give you like an estimate of what it actually costs on AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, to be able to run a serving node. And so they estimate about $500 USD per month to run a server that hosts the IOST network. And obviously you have to be a little bit more tech savvy to be able to do something like this. But you then do get a good percent of those yearly rewards, right? Which is, what does it say, 25%? Yeah, so block production reward pool is 25% of total yearly rewards. And so you also get you know, your share of the vote when it comes to contribution rewards as well. And so that's also makes a pretty good incentive to want to run a serving node. But it is like a very technical thing. So in general, you know, they actually give you like outlines here to become a serving node. So you're going to meet all the requirements. You have to set up your server, and you have to join the IOST development Slack channel. And then your server will be tested for performance and stability, and then you'll essentially be onboarded. So it is a multi-step thing that takes a little while. So once you do have your node set up, do expect it to be 1 or 2 weeks. So anyways, important the fact that they've increased the limit. I think that's actually a good thing in my opinion. And so it's going to really make these the serving nodes have to have a lot of support from the community to be able to actually run and be reliable, which is important. So the next thing I'll look at here is the weekly DApp roundup. So this is something that IOST does bi-weekly, and I think this is actually a really cool thing. And it basically just gives you an overview of all the dApps that are being built on the actual platform. And you can see that right now they give you a little bit of an overview. There's been 14 dApps right now. The number of partner nodes are 238. And there's been 36 million transactions. And one of the things I'll actually note here in one of the next articles is about how we've passed Ethereum on that, which I think is important. But it kind of gives you like a little overview of exactly what it is. And then I like that they go into detail here talking about the different actual dApps that are on. So there's one called Crypto Ninja, which I looked at. It was actually kind of interesting. And it's one of the hottest Ethereum dApps in Japan, it says right now. So now you can play it on IOST. And then there's BetHash, which is a new gambling one. And then you can see there's a couple other dApp ecosystems. Horse Saga starts, these are actual in progress ones. So this looks kind of interesting. It's a lot of these are going to be, you know, Asian focused or Asian based games, because that's where IOST is located and they're headquartered, but they are definitely very global. This one looks actually pretty cool. IOST Land by Neo World to launch on IOST. I think that's kind of interesting. It's like an online multiplayer virtual world. Fish Chain dApp. I think it's kind of like CryptoKitties but for fish, right? And then, you know, once again, they have a lot of really great reasons to be building on IOST, which they give here. In particular, the development environment in JavaScript is actually really quite a boon, I feel. And also, you know, a lot of support for dApps in general for what they're doing. And cohesive mainnet ecosystem in general, you know, they talk about, you know, building quality layer 2 solutions, cross-chain data privacy, all great things for dApps. So the next piece of news that I have here is actually also about dApps, and it's about IOST launching or partnering with dAppX, which is a IOST dApp launching platform. And so, you know, alongside, it says, you know, the big four public chains, you know, alongside Ethereum, EOS, and Tron, IOST surpassed Ethereum in the number of transactions made on the network. That's pretty big news. And they'll continue to work with developers. And so in that, moving forward, they're partnering with dAppX, which is an official exclusive section, which is kind of cool, to showcase IOST dApps. And they're basically a distribution platform that integrates with multiple different blockchains, so it's not just for IOST. It makes it easier for people to kind of get into the whole world of using dApps, in particular for IOST. So actually really important thing there. And, you know, IOST is all about dApps in general. And so I think that's why it's really important to kind of review some of these things and some of the most important news items for this week. I think that'll do it for me today. Hopefully you guys are out there voting for my node, the IOST stash. I would love your support, and definitely look to have that, you know, getting that to that 8 million serving node requirement, so I can also run a serving node. And I'm going to do a step-by-step tutorial once I get there too, so you guys can see exactly what it's like and what you require to actually do it step-by-step when you get your serving node set up. All right, well, I think that's all I have for today. Until next time, stash that crypto, friends.